Well, Kadri's hurt, probably out. He is out for the rest of the series, and at least he's out for at least the rest of this series. So possibly Monday, and maybe even more than that. Do we know how long he's out for? No, we don't know if he's out for the rest of the playoffs. We do know he's out for the rest of the series. Now, my thing is, I hope he's okay. I hope he has a good recovery. I hope he has a speedy recovery, but karma's a fucking bitch, Colorado. Y'all said no excuses. Because I saw y'all's IG comments. Y'all said no. Y'all told St. Louis fans, I don't want to hear excuses when you lose this series because you don't have Jordan Binnington. Everybody said no excuses. Well, I'm going to give you that as well. If you get punched in the mouth and you can't recover from that, I don't want to hear excuses that you didn't have Kadri. I don't want to hear any excuses that you didn't have Nazem Kadri. Dude is a dirty player, and karma sucks, okay? I had to deal with that. I had to deal with karma. And they'll get smoked around by Tampa and probably smoke the Rangers. But Johnster, I hope you know they will not win if Tampa beats the Rangers. They will not beat Tampa. They won't. I promise you, they won't. But anyways, moving on to new on. Karma's a bitch. Okay, I hope Kadri's fine, but karma's a bitch. You know, because y'all were. Because I've seen Colorado fans pump their chests when they beat St. Louis, okay? You needed a goal with 3 seconds left in regulation of game 6 to win that series. If that doesn't happen, and say you lose that game in overtime, you're losing game 7. I don't care. And Binnington's back and would the Blues beat Edmonton? Maybe, maybe not. No, they're not winning a game in Tampa. Tampa in 6. You know we can win an MSG, right? Didn't they lose to Pittsburgh and they would have lost? They would have got eliminated had the Rangers not become bullshit headhunters, which is what they did. Next year, the Rangers are going to win the cup. Okay, next year they'll win the cup. This year, no, they're not. If it's Avs Rangers, Avs in 5, at most 6. If it's Avs and Lightning, Lightning in 5. Won't even be close. If the Oilers miraculously come back, then they may win the cup. But Avs, if you blow this series lead, if you blow a 3-0 series lead in the 3rd round, you're never going to hear the end of it. If you don't win the cup, you're not going to hear the end of it. As every Avs fan I know has said, we're winning the cup after they beat St. Louis on a goal with 3 seconds left in regulation. And they have not played a good goalie all season, other than Binnington these playoffs. Because guess what? Saros was out round 1. Would they still beat Nashville Saros played? Yeah, because Nashville's not good enough. But my thing is, had Nashville had Saros, they would have won at least one game. Saros would have stole them a few games. Now, if Binnington doesn't get hurt, St. Louis beats Colorado. It's a fact. If Binnington doesn't get hurt, St. Louis beats Colorado. You know the reason why Vegas beat Colorado last year? They played physical on them, and, well, Marc-Andre Fleury was in net, and Colorado couldn't score on Fleury. They could barely score on him. But Fleury lost to Montreal, so yeah. But Kadri, back to Nazem Kadri. He's out for the finals, and they play the Rangers. They're going to get headhunted. Nathan McKinnon may get head. They're going to target Nathan McKinnon. They're going to target Rantanen. They're going to target everybody if Kadri is out for at least one game, because they won't have that guy that can go after, that can get physical and go after people like Kadri. They won't, because he may be out for the finals. And you're underestimating Tampa. I hope you know that. You're underestimating Tampa Bay. The only reason I picked Toronto to beat us in round one was because of this simple fact. The Leafs literally were much, much better this year than they were compared to years past. And I took Toronto. And I was not confident in this Tampa Bay team. What's going on? What is going on, Hurricane? I want to know what's going on. Hurricane, what is going on? Oh, and for the record, I'm going to mention this right now. Recep Tayyip Erdogan is a son of a bitch. Should not be in power. Should be removed. That country should be invaded. Every right should be invaded. I don't care if they're NATO. Another NATO member, somebody invade them. Give them a slice of pie because they're sending out invasions. And they have not been invaded in a long time. And it's longer than Russia, I know, because Russia got invaded. A man named Johnster, dude's going to say the Rangers will win a game in Tampa, even though they have 2 road playoff wins all postseason, and Tampa's won 4 home playoff. Tampa's won 4 home games. Could have won 5, but Jack Campbell stole game 3. And then the Rangers and the Leafs scored 2 empty netters. And I don't like padding stats with empty netters. Hold up. It's a moment of cats. They hiss. Whenever there's going to be a fight. Oh my god. I get you. That could be you. That could be you guys. What's going on between Lightning and Rangers? How the Lightning are here? That could be you guys. That honestly could be you guys. I blame Justin Hall for that. Literally the biggest idiot I've ever seen. It's pretty clear that was a penalty. That was definitely a penalty. All the Leaf fans I know that said that was not a penalty, I call them out and I'm like, yo, it says in the rule book that's a penalty. You can't set a screen. This isn't basketball. And he set an illegal screen. Because that in basketball is an illegal screen. That in basketball is literally an illegal screen. Now, there were bad calls. Absolutely, there were. There were a lot of bad calls in that series. Like, did they pick that series to call everything? It's the playoffs. Let them play. That's my thing. But if it's egregious, then you call it. Only call it if it's egregious. That's my thing. There needs to be penalties, but if there's none at all, then it's a little shaky. I mean, I think you guys will get out of a round next year. Play Tampa round 2 and lose. Tampa and the Rangers 3rd round. I think we lose to the Rangers next year, not this year. This year, I think we beat the Rangers because I think they're going to lack that dog mentality that Tampa does, and I think Tampa's going to be able to come back from from behind in that series. In this series, win games 3 in game 4. Everyone's saying New York Rangers in 5. They're unstoppable at home, even though they did lose a game at home, and they should have lost another game. They should have lost game 7 against Pittsburgh, but they got bailed out by the official. But they low-key got bailed out by the refs, and I actually wanted the Rangers to win. I hate Pittsburgh. I hate Pittsburgh with a burning passion. I wanted the Rangers to win, but the referees did bail the Rangers out in that series. I don't even like Pittsburgh either. Everyone knows how much I hate Pittsburgh. But next year is, I think, the Rangers' year to shine. I think next year, they'll be in the finals and winning it over St. Louis. I had St. Louis in the final in my bracket, but I had them losing to Carolina. Yeah, I agree. That was the 90s. Things changed. Things changed, J. Trask. Things have changed. Things have changed since then. Everyone I know is pulling for Colorado, but I'm like, why? Colorado is a villain. If Colorado and Tampa, if you root for Colorado, that's like rooting for Joseph Stalin. Actually, no, that's like rooting for an Ottoman Sultan. Every Ottoman Sultan was terrible. Think about it. The Ottomans had no good leaders. None. They were all genocidal and hypocritical. And they were horrible at leading their country. They were horrible at it. Like, people don't understand how horrible the Ottomans were. That was all time. Things are different now. Things are much different in today's era. Things are much different in today's era of hockey. How is he Rafi Torres? That's Nazem Kadri, you idiot, Drew Dashy. Look, I'm not going to argue with you, but, dude, you're defending Kadri. Stop. Was that play by Vander Kane dirty? Probably, but you can't defend Kadri. You can't. Look at what this dude's done. Anyone who defends Nazem Kadri, leave. I'm not talking to anyone who defends Kadri. Vander Kane was only... I don't think he's ever been suspended. He's just a rough player. Vander Kane is just rough. I'm timing you out for that. That's effed up. I know Dashy's government name, but I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it because I'm not an effed up person. I'm timing you out for that, dude. That's not cool. You don't do that. Okay? Don't put government names out. Well, that's just mine, because you can do mine. I don't care. Everyone knows my government name, so it's literally the name of my panel. That's literally my government name. It doesn't matter. I'm going to cause a lot of problems. I've already beefed with... Not you. Somebody else. How's any part of what you said a joke? And I don't get why people are calling Kadri a hero and calling the Avalanche the good guys. They're nowhere near good guys. They're anyone but good guys. Now, Tampa's by far the most unlikable team, but if we get eliminated by the Rangers, they're the good guys. Because everyone hates Tampa. Everyone's going to root for the Rangers in the finals. Not me. I'm not rooting for either one of them if it's Rangers in Colorado. As I never root for the team that eliminated my favorite team. Anyone who does that is not a real fan. I'm sorry. Don't root for a team that eliminated your favorite team. Don't. Especially if it's a rival. Because, I don't care. Kadri, dude's a dirty hockey player. It's simple. Round 2, he injured Jordan Binnington. Was it on purpose? You can argue that, but he still injured Binnington. He was behind Rosen, and he shoves Rosen into Binnington, causing that injury. He caused it. And I know Kadri's a dirty hockey player. I've seen Kadri. Dude is so dirty. Dude is dirtier than... The dude is dirtier than anyone can admit. The dude is dirtier than some of my laundry. He's that bad. He's much worse than Tom Wilson. Because the dude actually is scared. He's scared of Evander Kane because he knew Evander Kane would do that to him. And he did. Kadri's much worse than Evander Kane. How many times has Kadri been suspended? He was suspended, I think, when he was a rookie. I know he got suspended last year. He got suspended in 2019. He got suspended in 2018. He got suspended in 2015 against Edmonton, ironically. Worst hockey player. Yeah, but there's clean hockey and there's dirty hockey, which is what a Kadri plays. Kadri should not have even gotten that hat trick in Game 4. I don't care. The dude shoved Rosen from behind on the numbers, too. He hit him on Rosen's numbers. Rosen went flying into Binnington because Rosen was going for that puck before Kadri was. You didn't say Kadri was too, but Kadri literally went for the hit on Rosen because Rosen got there first. And it was a bad hit because it was from behind and into the numbers, and down goes Rosen and into his goal. Boy, Kadri caused that problem. Kadri caused that issue. And guess what? Binnington was out for the season. And they should have lost game. And St. Louis should have won Game 6. But if not for Darren Helm being Darren Helm, going back in time, Blues win that game. And probably win that series, too. Because I think Kadri should have been suspended for the rest of the postseason against St. Louis. Should have been. He was suspended for the rest of the first round against Boston. Everyone complained 2019 about the Kucherov play. That was a dirty play. Don't get me wrong. That was just like what Kadri did to Wingles. And then Kadri does the worst thing ever to DeBrusk. And I'm like, okay. Y'all complain about Kucherov? Guess what? Look at what Kadri just did. And I've never liked Kadri. I've always hated Kadri. People like, your hate for Kadri came this year. No, I've never liked Kadri. Dude is a dirty hockey player. Dude's a rat. He's a liar. He's a cheater. Dude's also a Turkish double agent because, yeah, he has Lebanese descent. He goes after these random players for no reason. Probably because they supposedly speak out against Turkey. And Erdogan probably is like, hey, go after him. Just like how I said Tom Wilson is a Putin double agent because what Wilson did to Panarin. And Panarin spoke out against Putin. And Putin does not like it when people speak out against him. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows Putin doesn't like it when people speak out against him. Everyone knows. A lot of protesters get arrested in Russia. And in Turkey. My thing is with Kadri, it's simple. Hope the dude is okay. But know what karma got to them. To Colorado. And as you can tell, I'm not a St. Louis fan. I'm not. I just know this dude's reputation, and I know how bad and dirty of a player he is. I know how people defend him now all of a sudden, even though the dude should never be defended. It's like Tom Wilson. The dude, one time, he had an accidental play against, who was it? It was against, I think, Vegas. He accidentally hit someone, I think, and he got blasted. I'm genuinely surprised Tom Wilson did not get suspended for what he did to Panarin. I thought Wilson should have been nabbed for like the rest of that season. Oh, and I forgot. Florida injured Tom Wilson in round 1. Tom Wilson played in round 1. I think Florida would have lost because they wouldn't have handled Tom Wilson being physical. But no, Wilson got hurt. Anyways, I'm going to end this stream. I hope Kadri's fine, but karma sucks. I'll see y'all next time.